The Niners beat the Rams in an interesting game, though, 30-23, as the Rams were a team I didn't expect to be very good this year. I had them winning 5 games, being one of the worst rosters in the league, but the Rams are slowly proving me wrong, as Sean McVay has a hell of a coaching output with all of these rookies, all of these very young players. We even hear Matthew Stafford on a podcast. His wife Kelly leaks it and says, hey, he's kind of struggling meshing with these younger players. Like, it feels so weird to play with all these younger players, talking about how they're on their phones a lot after the game. So for the Niners to come in and win 30-23 is a very interesting win, because you think that they would win by more, but San Francisco gets their 9th straight regular season win over the Rams and their 12th straight regular season win as well. In the first half of this game, I mean, the D-line was literally getting zero pressure on Matthew Stafford. The Rams O-line was really doing a nice job against every combination of players that San Francisco really rolled out. But Stafford was getting comfortable on those short throws, and the Rams were just finding a ton of success, kind of like how Tua was against the Dolphins. We'll, again, get into that a little later. Excuse me, Tua against the Patriots. But you look, Steve Wilks really had to adjust, because in the second half, the 49ers became a lot more blitz prone. The result was an uptick of a 15% blitz rate in the first half to a 43% blitz rate in the second half. That was the highest uptick in a while for a blitz package to go from the first half to the second half. And the result was 9 pressures in that second half compared to no pressures in the first half. But you got to love the aggression here of the Niners, right? I mean, they're down 17-10, 1 second left in the first half. And the Rams were about to get the ball back because of the second half kickoff. But instead of just taking the 3 points, because really 17-10 is the same as 17-3 when you're about to give the ball back to the opposing team and you're down, Kyle Shanahan dials up the quarterback sneak from inside the Rams 1 to get over the goal line and make it a tied game at 17 all at this point. So it was really a right call to be aggressive and go for it here. But they need to get Brandon Ayuk back 100%. Of course, we see him leave this game. We do see him get hurt in this game, so we want to see him come back healthy to a Niners team that values him so highly, next to a CMC, next to a Deebo Samuel, next to a George Kittle. But Brock Purdy on Sunday, for the first time in his career as a starter, didn't throw 2 touchdowns in a game. He didn't notch a passer rating of 95 or more for the first time as a starter. 4 badly missed throws that really could have turned into a 7-point Niners swing, or really even a 7-point Niners win. That might have turned a 7-point Niners win into more of a runaway if he hadn't have had some of those 4 bad throws. He missed some deep shots to Brandon Ayuk, to Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, and all of those really could have gone for touchdowns. So the Niners could have won really going away in this game. He also had a misfire on a 3rd down slant late to Deebo Samuel, later in the game. But the good news is, despite not a great game from Brock Purdy, he was still efficient with 8.2 yards per attempt, and he didn't turn the ball over at all. So if Sunday really was any indication of what Brock Purdy can be outside of his best self, it really feels like the Niners might be okay in this aspect. Hats off to Puka Nacua for the Los Angeles Rams. Hats off to Matthew Stafford. Hats off to Sean McVay with how they've played so far in this season with such low expectations, as low as, bottom 5 teams in the NFL for a lot of power rankings. Puka Nacua, excellent in the opener, 10 catches for 119, but he was even better against the Niners, caught 15 passes on 20 targets, 147 yards receiving on the day. He's the first player in NFL history with 10 catches and 100 yards in each of his first 2 career games. He now owns the league record for the most catches in his first 2 games with 25, and his 15 catches were the most ever by a rookie in 1 game. Sean McVay hit on this guy. We're all wondering, who the hell is this? Where is this draft pick coming from? Who is this guy coming out? We've already seen a Tutu Atwell, who we're not super satisfied with. We've already seen a Van Jefferson, who we're not super satisfied with. So who is this guy? Possibly the next coming of Cooper Kupp when you don't have Cooper Kupp in your lineup. And Sean McVay is a great salesman. He knows how to draft. He knows how to evaluate. He knows how to win players over. I say more of that salesman aspect when he won over OBJ and they go on to win the Super Bowl, because OBJ was a great weapon. But Sean McVay knows how to pick them. He knows how to draft these guys. And really, with Van Jefferson having a tough game next to Puka Nacua, it looks like he's going to be out of the lineup, probably bench once Cooper Kupp comes back. But the 49ers ran it 28 times for 159 yards on the ground, 3 total touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown, 20 attempts, 16 yards. Deebo Samuel had 5 carries for 38 and a touchdown. Brock Purdy added 5 yards with a sneak and a touchdown as well. So the Rams have to be better against the run, because right now that is without question the Rams' biggest the Rams' biggest weakness is on the run defense. Kyren Williams, though, This guy is absolutely balling out for LA. 14 carries, 52 yards and a score, 6 passes caught for 48 yards and another touchdown. So through 2 games, this guy has 4 touchdowns, 152 total yards from scrimmage. He's pretty good in pass protection, which kind of, showed up a few times on Sunday against San Francisco, if we're being honest. And he can be that every down back with his versatility if he has to. Like, he doesn't have to be possibly swapped off. We see Cam Akers that's kind of getting pulled in and pulled out. He seems like he was the better decision and really that better upgrade over Cam Akers when you look at testament to Sean McVay's coaching. Byron Young finished the game with 5 tackles, another young rookie here, 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits. In the fourth, he did a great job, set the edge there on the outside run, allowed his teammates to rally to the football for a stop at the line of scrimmage. In the fourth quarter, mentioning that play there from him. But talk about Matthew Stafford getting comfortable. When he was realizing that 15% blitz percentage right there, he was dealing in his first 40 minutes of the game. 22 of 26 with a touchdown. Then one of his passes go through the previously mentioned Kyren Williams' hands for a pick. Offense came to a dead, screeching halt right there. After that, 12 of 29 to end the game. He still played okay, but one throw is going to absolutely haunt him. You see the interception to Lennar in the fourth quarter. Matthew Stafford being Matthew Stafford after time and time again. They shouldn't have went to the Super Bowl the year that they did. It should have been the Niners, but Jimmy Ward, or Charvarius Ward, if I'm not mistaken, actually drops the interception that Matthew Stafford would have thrown. And even in the end of the regular season, he drops the interception. Excuse me, even in the end of the regular season, the interception was dropped. Or no, in the end of the regular season, the year they went to the Super Bowl, he throws a game-ending interception as well. Does the same thing here basically to end the game. Y'all give me a second. Really? You're ridiculous. Well, there. It's open if you want to go out. Get my little nerves. But yeah, Matthew Stafford, while he was comfortable before they dialed up the blitz packages, he was absolutely dealing in this game. And yeah, I mean, if Coop was playing, if Cooper Kupp was playing, then they would have, probably beaten the Niners. Yeah. Stafford has his receiver drop a pass that was intercepted, could have been a touchdown, but instead it went to the Niners. Yeah, you doubling down on my point right there, man. No doubt about it. But at the time when the Rams or Stafford had thrown that pick in the fourth quarter, they were only trailing 27-20 with a chance to tie the game in the fourth. But this pick literally set the 49ers up with a great field position, and they turned it into a field goal to go up 30-20. They obviously lose the football game 30-23. But you got to credit Sean McVay with the coaching, man. You can't save Stafford, though. You can't have him throwing 55 times a game, getting gashed up in the run game, depending on a lot of young players, which is absolutely okay. Again, Kyren Williams, Puka Nakua, Byron Johnson, or is it Byron Johnson or Byron Jones? Excuse me, Byron Young. Lord, let me slow down. So, credit to Sean McVay, credit to what he's been able to do with the offense in Kyren Williams and Puka Nakua or Puka Nakua and Tutu Atwell, even in terms of, or in the absence of Cooper Kupp and some other big players. And with some of the defensive players that are stepping up as well, you take a look at the fact that the Niners didn't have the best day at the office from Purdy, but they do adjust in that second half, start sending more of a blitz at 43%, up from 28% in the first half when they were at a 15% blitz rate, and absolutely making it tough on Matthew Stafford. The aggression to go for it. The aggression to go for it with Brock Purdy on the QB sneak.